Yo, what it is? Landon the GOAT, welcome on in on the YouTube side of things. Thanks for being patient while I get some social media stuff up and running. I appreciate you hanging out with me as we get ready for Monday Night Raw. Appreciate the sub, Chief. We appreciate the sub over here at the Hype channel. Wrestling commentary coming your way live at the top of the hour. Just got to get some social media posts done. In the meantime, I'll be reading comments and we'll go over the show real quick. Just want to get some social media stuff done. And then we will get to it. Backlash, you were there? That's tough. That's nice. Backlash was pretty solid. Backlash was a pretty solid show. I can only imagine your eardrums. That crowd was crazy. That crowd was on something, bruh. I'll tell you what, that was a good crowd. Just getting a couple social media things taken care of. That's done. As soon as I get these posts done, we're going to get right into it. We're going to talk about tonight's show, do a little bit of a preview for what has already been posted. If you aren't already following, all of my social medias are right here. Watching Monday Night Raw right now, post credits. If you aren't already following me on all my socials, Instagram at Hype the Commentator, Twitch Hype the Commentator, right here on YouTube. For those of you who are watching on YouTube or Twitch, Hype the Commentator, X at Hype Commentator, and TikTok. I haven't been posting as much late, but Hype the Commentator there. I'm looking to get back into some more content soon over on TikTok, but there's still some solid amount of content on there for you guys to check out. But if you really want to check the content, where the content is at, most of my content is over here on YouTube. For those who are on the YouTube side of things, I have nearly 400 and sorry, I'm fixing my camera. I have nearly 470 days of daily videos. So there's that for you guys to check out. All right, so Instagram is just about taken care of. All I got to do is get a couple more things on Instagram, then I'll do Facebook and Twitter go pretty quickly, so... Watching on TV too for more follows. For you, appreciate you. Appreciate you. You legit. Landon the GOAT. We got the real ones in the house. Now let's get these. Oh my God, I almost went live. I should consider that. I'm going to consider that going live more. On Twitter, do maybe some Twitter spaces eventually. I'd love to do more of that kind of thing. All right. All right. Just got a bunch of things that I wanted done. Just about there. Boom. Twitter's done. Bam. All right, ladies and gentlemen, with 15 minutes to go, just about 15 minutes to go to Monday Night Raw, I want to thank everybody who is joining me, whether you're on Twitch, whether you're on YouTube. I want to thank you guys for joining me here tonight as we get ready for Monday Night Raw. Let's take a look at what we got. The New Day going to defend their World Tag Team, their World Tag Team titles that they won back at WrestleMania. The New Day, who pulled a fast one on the War Raiders, Ivar and Eric. Well, the War Raiders want those titles back. And you know who else wants those titles? The Creed brothers. The Creed brothers have had multiple opportunities against the War Raiders. And although they did win those matches, they were via disqualification. This time, the Creed brothers are looking to step up to the plate, looking to propel their careers up to the next level. But with New Day pretty much securing GOAT status, yeah, it's the Monday after Saturday night's main event. So we'll see some fallout from Saturday night's main event. Perhaps even new champions. The New Day have the odds stacked against them in this tag team title match. They do not have to be pinned or submitted to lose their titles. They don't have to be involved. They don't have to be involved in the decisive factor. Also, we're inching closer. We're just a couple weeks away. Money in the Bank is just around the corner. We got 2 qualifying matches coming your way. Talk about a heater from 3 of the biggest stars who came from the Indies and found their way through NXT, through the gates of NXT during the golden age of NXT. I'm talking about Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, and Sami Zayn, all three former NXT champions. In fact, Seth Rollins, the inaugural NXT champion. This should surely be a classic to determine who will head into Money in the Bank to earn themselves a guaranteed shot to cash in anytime, any place. But they've got to win this, and then they've got to survive the other 6 at Money in the Bank. Then that's easier said than done. For Seth Rollins, he already knows what it's like to do that. Rollins having one of the greatest cash-ins, if not the greatest cash-in in WWE history, cashing in on Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar in the main event of WrestleMania 31. Rollins did the unthinkable. Rollins stole the main event, stole the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, and left everybody speechless. Meanwhile, Sami Zayn, a former multi-time Intercontinental Champion, Tag Team Champion, Sami Zayn is looking to get to that next level. And this could be the opportunity Sami Zayn needs to get himself there. And for Finn Balor has truly never recaptured that moment. After defeating Seth Rollins to become the inaugural Universal Champion back at SummerSlam 2016. 2016. Balor truly never recaptured that moment. And we saw it back in 2023 when Rollins was the world champion. You saw the feud between Rollins and Balor over the title. Balor was looking to get Rollins' number, but there always seemed to be something getting in the way of Finn Balor. But will that be the case tonight? Or will Balor push himself back to where he feels he should have been all these years? And then talk about a change of pace for our second qualifying match of the night. We've got Penta, Dragon Lee, and Chad Gable. Triple threat, the other triple threat. So for both of these qualifying matches, there must be a winner. No countouts, no disqualification under triple threat rules. Pinfall, submission inside the ring. And this is pretty ironic for Chad Gable. Chad Gable, a super hater of Lucha Libre. After everything he went through, especially with Penta defeating Chad Gable on his debut, it led Chad Gable on a path to Mexico. It led Chad Gable to find the key to Lucha Libre. And some say he may have found it as another WWE superstar that you've seen around. And others are willing to deny it. Others are willing to deny that fact. But the fact is, Penta, Dragon Lee, Chad Gable looking to claim their spot in this year's men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Do you play Roblox or Fortnite? I've played both. It's been a while. I don't play video games like that anymore ever since my computer got messed up and I lost a lot of my files. I'm getting ready to build another computer so I can start playing games again and perhaps stream some gaming again. That would be like a not super close in the future, but like it would be coming soon. James the GOAT coming in. Welcome on in, James. How we doing? Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. Thank you for tuning in as well on Saturday. I don't play 2K. The last 2K game I got was 2K23. It looks crazy though. I've seen some clips though. I've seen some clips of 2K25. I've seen some wild clips that they have in the game. So with those two, so with now 3 of the matches that are on tonight's preview. Oh man, I remember the SmackDown vs. Raw days. I think the first WWE game I played, I want to say before it was even for SmackDown vs. Raw, I want to say it was SmackDown, Here Comes the Pain. I remember playing that. I was like on my cousin's PS2 or whatever it was. Good times. Good times. We'll find out if Gable will win. You know who doesn't have good odds of winning? Akira Tozawa. Akira Tozawa with the odds stacked against him after the monstrous return of Rusev on the Raw after WrestleMania. Rusev looking to claim his stake to the top of the mountain in WWE as he slowly works up the ladder. First, it was the what is left of Alpha Academy. You're a new WWE follower? Well, I'll tell you what. As a longtime fan of the business, this is a great time to get involved in wrestling. There's something for everybody right now. This is where the hype is at. The hype is real, especially when you hang out with Hype the Commentator. We are just 6 minutes away from Monday Night Raw. And as I was talking about, Rusev and Akira Tozawa, 2023. 2023 was a solid time to get started. You saw, 1 year into the return of Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes came back. You saw some incredible matches, a fun little feud with him and Brock. I enjoyed that feud. I don't know why nobody still talks about it like that, but I think fondly on it. Well, we'll have to see if men's War Games will be coming to Survivor Series this year. Dom or Ray? I think they're totally two different athletes. They're two different styles. Dom is more like Eddie. Ray is... Ray is just classic to me. I have an old Rey Mysterio shirt from when I first started watching, 15 years, nearly 20 years ago. I think Dominic has a bright future. That's what I will say. I think Dominic has a great future in the business. I like both, but Ray better. He's really... Yeah. Ray's the OG. We'll see, man. We'll see if we get it at War. We'll see if we got War Games this year at Survivor Series. Maybe we'll get both again. We've gotten them the last few years or so. It's been a few years since we've gotten them. We'll see how it all plays out. We'll see who's ready to step into War Games. I just don't know. I get the feeling my dad is a father since he was 9. Preppy girl, welcome on in. Cody Rhodes is 39, I want to say. Yep. 30. He'll be 40. Dang, I've been a fan of Cody for that long. Jesus Christ. Cody Rhodes will be 40 June 30th. We are 2 minutes away, just under 3 minutes away from Monday Night Raw. 2 minutes and 42 seconds. Thank you all for being here with me tonight over on YouTube, over on Twitch. Heads up for you guys that are hanging out with me over on YouTube. When it's match time, I actually record the matches for potential YouTube videos. So I don't always, I usually respond to chat after I am done with matches. So I would appreciate your guys' patience with me while I am recording. I always like to make sure I have backup videos just in case. So I would greatly appreciate your patience while I do record. Liv Morgan, she's 27, right? Oh, she's 30. She debuted when she was 20. She's been with the company for a while. Are you excited for Jay and Cody versus Logan and John? That should be a solid star-studded tag team match. That should be great. Should be a great tag team match. Yeet! Yeet! Last minute quick review. We're going to do another review of it real quick. Preview. Tag titles on the line. New Day, War Raiders, Creed Brothers. New Day odds stacked against them, but with the most tag team reigns and the former holder, the second longest tag team title run in WWE history, the New Day are up there with GOAT status, although surpassed by the Usos a couple years ago as the longest reign as tag team champions. Their stakes. All right, Rusev and Akira Tozawa. Things aren't looking too bright for Akira Tozawa. We got two Money in the Bank qualifying matches. And we are about to be underway in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. I think Kevin Owens will hopefully Kevin Owens will be able to return soon. It might take a while. I don't remember if he had surgery or not. Monday Night Raw is coming your way in just a moment. Here we go. Yeah, that was a fun match. Defeating the New Day in Hell in a Cell. They had a fun feud back in the mid 2010s. We're taking a look back at Saturday night's main event that took place in Tampa. All kinds of stars showed out in the crowd. All kinds of stars showed out. Saw John Cena and R-Truth, or Ron Cena, as some would say. John Cena, who suckered in R-Truth for the victory. And then to add more disrespect to R-Truth before walking out. John Cena was looking to make sure that what the world title was around the waist of a YouTuber. Jay was able to kick out of the one lucky punch, a super kick, an Uso splash. But look who would pull out the referee. If it isn't the 17-time world champion John Cena. who would choke out. And then it would choke out Jey Uso. Then we would see the return of the American Nightmare. We haven't seen Cody Rhodes since losing the title to John Cena at WrestleMania. He would come to the aid of his friend, former tag team partner, that the only other person that Jey Uso has won a tag team title with during his time as a tag team wrestler is Cody Rhodes. Besides his brother, besides his twin brother, he's won a tag title with Cody Rhodes. And this was personal. And you knew it was going to be a war. Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Sami Zayn. There's so much bad blood between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, going all the way back to when CM Punk brought in Seth Rollins to be part of his Shield. And then Heyman would grab Zayn towards the end. And then look at this. Big Bronson Reed would just manhandle and just splash CM Punk through the barricade in the timekeeper's area. And then Braun Breaker would nearly spear Sami Zayn in half to secure the victory. And you'd see one heck of a face-off between Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed before a hugging it out moment as Seth Rollins has now found himself another member of this new dangerous, very dangerous alliance. And with Bronson Reed now in the corner of Seth Rollins, you've got Bronson Reed, the master of the tsunami. And you've got an unpredictable badass. You've got a visionary, a revolutionary in Seth Rollins. And you have one of the greatest minds in pro wrestling. And welcome to our flagship show, Monday Night Raw, live on Netflix. We are coming your way from the Youngling Center in Tampa, Florida. Tonight is Monday Night Raw, presented to you by Snickers. And here he is, the World Heavyweight Champion, main event Jey Uso, who retained his world title this past Saturday at Saturday night's main event. And speaking of champions, here's the Women's Intercontinental Champion, who's been having her issues with the man, Becky Lynch. And talk about not having things go his way on Saturday. Sami Zayn has a chance to bounce back tonight. Can he qualify for the Money in the Bank ladder match? Meanwhile, Balor's got a chance to find his way back to redemption. And Finn Balor, Sami Zayn, and Seth Rollins look to qualify tonight. Look at the Yuengling Center. Sold out. High capacity crowd. Rollins really knows how to hold a faction together. Look at this. This is what Rollins meant when he said this is where the future of WWE needed to be. When Rollins said, heading into that triple threat at WrestleMania, that the future depended on this, this is what he meant. This is the future. You're looking at Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker has a bright future ahead of him. And now with Bronson Reed in the corner of Seth Rollins and Seth on the opposite corner of Seth Rollins, the sky is the limit. And with the mind of Paul Heyman, it all comes together for chaos to take over WWE. Sometimes you have to burn it down to build it up. And that's what Rollins has done with this new faction, with Paul Heyman, with the mind of Paul Heyman, with the muscle in both Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. Rollins, later tonight, will compete in one of the triple threat matches to qualify for Money in the Bank. We're going to hear from Seth freaking Rollins himself in just a moment. Well, I don't quite think he's out here, and I don't think Paul Heyman likes those chants either. Wow. Quite the choice of words by Paul Heyman. They want their tribal chief. Huh. Well, what a way to kick off Monday Night Raw. Seth Rollins sending a message to the locker room as Rollins looks to secure his spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match as he looks to secure and hold the keys to the kingdom, look to control the future of this industry, have, in his words, complete domination over the champions. Well, and with Big Bronson Reed and the unpredictable badass Braun Breaker, anything's possible. Meanwhile, tonight, the World Tag Team titles are on the line. Triple threat match. We've got the Creed Brothers. We've got the War Raiders and the reigning and defending World Tag Team champions, The New Day. Meanwhile, Akira Tozawa has a big problem to deal with. And that's Rusev. I fear for Akira Tozawa's life. Akira Tozawa better be extra quick tonight, because you see those large legs of Rusev just in the graphic alone doesn't do Rusev any justice, just how massive a man he is. Meanwhile, we're about to get our first Money in the Bank qualifying match underway. Welcome on back, Landon. Thank you for pulling through back again. Money in the Bank. The quickest way to change your career, to elevate yourself to that next level, to have the keys to the kingdom. Who will qualify? We'll find out next on Monday Night Raw. All right, we're going to take a quick little break, and we will be back in just a minute or two. And we'll come back. I'll come back with a little bit of time to talk before we get back from commercial break. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. All right, everybody, we are back live. Monday Night Raw. Dragon Lee making his way to the ring now as we get set for our first qualifier for the Money in the Bank ladder match here tonight. Money in the Bank will be taking place on the 7th of June. And earlier in the afternoon, we'll have Worlds Collide featuring NXT and AAA, featuring this man, El Hijo del Vikingo, taking on Chad Gable. That'll take place at 3 p.m. Eastern. Be available on YouTube in English and en Espanol. And here we go. The bell rings. This first qualifying match for the Money in the Bank is underway. And how ironic is it for Chad Gable, a man who has had so many issues over the past months with luchadors, and now he is in the ring with two of the biggest luchadors in WWE today, including the hottest rising star in WWE today, that being Penta. Penta, who made his debut in WWE back in January. A world-traveled superstar finally finding a spot here in the WWE and could steal this one right away. But a kick out by Dragon Lee at 2. Taking advantage of the opportunity is Penta. Penta, who competed in a big match at his first WrestleMania in that fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship, unfortunately coming up short. Meanwhile, Dragon Lee has Penta up in the corner. Nice kick there from Dragon Lee, and up and over. A nice shot, boot to the face. And here comes Chad Gable back into the mix. Chad Gable, if he pulls out the victory in this match, he'll have a very busy June 7th. First at 3 p.m. Eastern on Worlds Collide. He'll have to take care of one of the greats in Lucha Libre. That bring out El Hijo del Vikingo. Oh, look at this from Chad Gable, who just caught. Look at that by Chad Gable catching Penta in midair for a German suplex. And then look at that. Northern Light suplex catching Dragon Lee in air. Great counter by Gable. Talk about being on your A game, realizing he could have a busy June 7th, as I was mentioning. First, El Hijo del Vikingo at Worlds Collide. That starts at 3 p.m. Eastern on YouTube. And then perhaps later that night at Money in the Bank, he could be a part of the ladder match. Meanwhile, Penta, inverted sling blade, sends Gable face first in the mat. Penta, boom! Nice super kick right to the face of Dragon Lee. Meanwhile, Gable got caught with a tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. Look at this by Penta. Look at this. Look at the power. The knee breaker. Is that a pile driver? Perhaps Gable could have a broken nose. Meanwhile, a man who shows zero fear, going to risk it all. Up and over. Tope con hilo. Takes out Gable. Takes out Lee. And Penta could be on his way to his first ever Money in the Bank ladder match. We are back live Monday Night Raw. Sol Sikoa and LA Knight, who have already qualified for the 2025 Men's Money in the Bank. Now Chad Gable, Penta, and Dragon Lee look to qualify. Meanwhile, it seems there's going to be hell to pay for anybody who gets in Chad Gable's way. Elio Del Vikingo sitting front row. Chad Gable needs to stay focused on the big prize. They will meet at Worlds Collide earlier in the day, in which Money in the Bank will take place that evening. Oh my God! Like a missile! Dragon Lee, full speed ahead, was going after Chad Gable, but instead meets the man of Zero Fear, that big Penta, and now some cheap shots by Chad Gable on Elio Del Vikingo. He's not even a part of the match. You can't even wait till Worlds Collide. Vikingo at ringside, and Chad Gable took advantage of the opportunity. Meanwhile, this is shades of Penta's debut match. It was Penta. It was Chad Gable. January 13th, the second edition of Monday Night Raw on the Netflix era, where Penta would pull out the victory in his debut match over Chad Gable. Meanwhile, Dragon Lee comes back into the mix with a Poison Rana. Oh no, whoa. And there it is. Seated power bomb for the win. But Gable kicks out at 2. Eddie Arango, the official, calling this match right down the middle. Talk about a heater. The pace. One that is quick. These stars don't want to waste any time taking advantage of any opportunity they can get to qualify for the 2025 Men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Meanwhile, getting another look at this missile of a man of Dragon Lee launching himself with the intended target of Chad Gable, but Chad Gable getting out of harm's way and Penta being the new target. Penta looking to put away Dragon Lee. Look at the power with a suplex by Gable. And Gable looking to take advantage of the opportunity. And now Gable heads up high. And the moonsault to secure his spot. But it's Penta who kicks out at 2. And Eddie Arango, the referee, telling Gable. And speaking of Gable, look at the way he launched Dragon Lee into the corner. And Vikingo gets involved. And there's nothing the official can do. It's all legal. Dragon Lee, it's his moment. Can he secure his spot? Chad Gable had it coming the moment he got involved. Mexican Destroyer! And here it comes. Penta Driver! And it's all over. Penta is heading to the Money in the Bank for the first time in his career. Chad Gable got busted open. Chad Gable let his emotions get the best of him. Vikingo with that boot nailed Gable. And 1 week from Saturday, Vikingo, Gable, one-on-one, WWE's YouTube channel ahead of Money in the Bank. It'll be NXT and AAA colliding for Worlds Collide. Meanwhile, Penta now joins LA Knight and Solo Sikoa for this year's Money in the Bank ladder match, the 2025 Money in the Bank. Congratulations to Penta. Let's see, how long did that go for? Wow, that wasn't bad. Uh-oh. Akira Tozawa looks more serious than he's ever looked before, but very nervous. This is coming up next. He's got his hands full with Rusev. This is as brutal as it's going to get for Akira Tozawa. I fear for this man. All right, now we are going to take a couple minutes. All right, we're coming back your way in just a few seconds. I want to thank everybody. I appreciate you, Landon. Don't worry about it. You being here is honestly more than enough. Believe it or not. Like, I'm not worried about people tipping me. I just want people to see my passion for pro wrestling and help support me get to the WWE. That's the goal. That's where I want to be. You being here is enough. I just want you to know that you matter and that I appreciate you being here. That everybody who shows up, it is extreme. That's what matters to me the most. It's just people hanging out with me. Oh man, poor Akira Tozawa. I feel for the guy, man. Rusev came back, made his targets known. I wish the camera could truly show just how monstrous of a man this guy is. And Tozawa goes after Rusev, and Rusev just launches him away. Tozawa trying to use his quickness to his advantage. Just launching Tozawa out of the apron, but Tozawa hangs on. Tozawa climbs up to the top. Missile dropkick actually knocking Rusev off his feet, but Rusev didn't stay off his feet. Rusev with a clothesline, turning Tozawa inside out. And now it's over. That's the, yep, there it is. There's the Machka kick. And it's about to be game over. And here comes the accolade. And the torture is over. Thank you for coming, Tozawa. It was a pleasure. But thank you for coming. No, 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 no. Oh, no. Now he's really about to punish Tozawa. And Jessica Carr struggling to force a separation. What is this? And look who comes to save the day. It's Monday Night Fight Night because here comes the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. These two old friends who have also been adversaries. They collide again. Talk about two men who love to fight. Two of WWE's biggest powerhouses. These two won't back down from a fight. You could just feel the tension between those two. All that testosterone in one ring. Talk about an epic fight that those two would create. Let's check in with Kathy Kelly, though. And here come the tag team champions. The New Day, who won the tag titles back at WrestleMania, had their claim for GOAT status, the most reigns of any tag team in WWE history. Not too far behind them, longtime rivals, the Usos. This triple threat tag team match coming up next. Welcome back to Monday Night Raw. Coming your way this summer for the first ever 2-night SummerSlam being hosted by Cardi B, taking place at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. 2-day combo tickets on sale now, Saturday, August 2nd and Sunday, August 3rd. Get your tickets now on Ticketmaster. That's our main event coming up later tonight. It's Sami Zayn, it's Seth Rollins, and Finn Balor, who will qualify for our Money in the Bank ladder match coming your way on June 7th. Meanwhile, speaking of big matches, so here's how it's going to go. 2 men will start this match. You can tag anyone in the match. It is a triple threat tag team match. You've got the New Day, the defending World Tag Team Champions. You've got the former tag team champions, the War Raiders. And you've got the Creed Brothers. And what you've got right now is chaos as this match gets started off hot. Not wasting any time here in Tampa. All kinds of chaos going on. The War Raiders would love to win back the titles that they feel were taken from them. They were stolen at WrestleMania. The way that New Day cheated them out of their titles. The ref never saw it the way that the leg was held down. Oh no. They're going up. Oh God. 330 pounds of Ivar like a cannonball taking everybody out. And the bell hasn't officially rung yet, so all this is legal. And now this match has officially begun. And they're going to look to end things quickly. Meanwhile, Xavier Woods holding on to the ankle. Oh. And a nice drop kick there by Julius. And Brutus and Xavier looking to take out Eric out of the equation. The War Raiders, the biggest threat to this match. They have the most size. Oh, launching Eric into the barricade. And the Creeds and the New Day temporarily working together to take the threat out of this contest. And Eric sent full speed into the steel steps. The New Day want to be clear of the War Raiders once and for all to finally move past. And look at this. And it's triple threat rules. The World Tag Team titles are on the line. Only 2 superstars can legally be in the ring at once, despite this being triple threat rules. A triple threat tag team match. The New Day do not have to be in the finish to be involved. Do not have to be involved in the finish to lose their titles. Meanwhile, Xavier Woods targeting that recently repaired neck of Eric. And that could be the downfall for the War Raiders. And unfortunately, with such public knowledge about injuries like that, it makes it harder to hide your weaknesses. Eric with a well-known weakness, that being a recently repaired neck. A neck injury can end your career. And another one could be the one that ends it. Meanwhile, Eric doing everything he can to fight back. Gets a nasty forearm on Xavier Woods. Both men collapse. Can Eric make the tag to Ivar? And he does. Julius Creed comes into play. And now here comes Brutus. And Kingston went to take down Ivar. But Ivar with a side slam onto Brutus. Ivar, oh! And a crossbody taking out Brutus. And Kofi. Nobody home as Julius able to use his quickness to get out of the way, but not that time. There goes Xavier Woods, gets sent flying over the top. And a clothesline sends Brutus up and flying. And Kofi Kingston gets sent flying into everybody. Talk about clearing house. Ivar, no. What in the world could Ivar possibly have in mind? Oh. And there's Kofi, who meets Ivar at the top. And now Brutus goes after Eric. Brutus perching Eric up at the top. Oh, and a slap by Eric. Forearm by Brutus. Knocking Brutus off the top turnbuckle. Look at the agility and the athleticism of Julius being put on display. Superplex. Nails Eric. And an elbow drop. And there's the elbow. Meanwhile, splash. Oh, everybody's there to save the day. Xavier and the Creeds making sure that this one stayed alive. A monster flying through the sky. When do you see that? No, not often. But you see it from Ivar. Ivar, who despite his size is extremely athletic, extremely agile. Almost trouble in paradise for Eric, but Eric comes back with a forearm. And then the Creed brothers just ram right through Eric. And Ivar, handspring, back elbow, takes out the Creed brothers. Oh, and that spinning sidekick nails Xavier Woods. And now hyping up Eric. Could this be the moment? Eric, Ivar, up. The tag was made to Julius. Oh, kick to the midsection. And Ivar gets sent to the outside onto the floor. Springboard. Brutus. Ball. Takes out Eric. Meanwhile, Kofi Kingston looking to fly. And a suicide. Nope. And into the LED apron is Kofi. Ivar. And a crossbody. Nearly taking out that LED display screen. And now it's Ivar who goes to the top, but a big knee by Julius. and stacking up Julius. And he had the tights. The New Day retain. And the New Day secure the victory. Not wasting any time getting out of that situation. They're running off with the tag team titles. The New Day retained successfully. And the New Day got through this one. And the lack of veteranship from the Creed brothers did not work out in their favor. And the New Day retain. Wow, Kyrie saying let's have a match tonight. And a big yeet from Landon up on the YouTube side of things. And speaking of yeet, how am I just perfect on timing? 4 letters, 1 word, yeet, yeet, yeet. Yeet, yeet. Yeet, 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 yeet. Gotta get that yeet, 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 yeet. Yeet, 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 yeet. Yeet. Jey Uso coming your way on Monday Night Raw next. 3 massive shows coming your way on July 12th, July 13th. Saturday night's main event and the history-making Evolution, an all-women's premium live event coming your way from the State Farm Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. Combo tickets on sale Wednesday, pre-sale tomorrow. Get your tickets, Ticketmaster. That'll be coming your way tomorrow for the pre-sale. Meanwhile, we've got the Yeet Master himself inside the ring. And after what had happened on Saturday night in the main event, on Saturday night's main event featuring main event Jey Uso, Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso taking on John Cena and Logan Paul. Megastar tag team action. Let's hear from main event Jey Uso. Uh-oh. Someone's got trouble coming his way. Talk about the air just being sucked out of the room. And it's the Monday after Money in the Bank where Jey Uso has to deal with this man, Gunther. Gunther looking to reclaim the world title. Gunther wants his gold back and he's coming for it. Gunther, who's been a champion for the majority of his career in WWE, 80% to be exact. And Gunther would love to keep it that way. He needs to get back in his groove as he looks to get that world title back from main event Jey Uso. And the thing is, Gunther saw Jey Uso as a joke heading into WrestleMania. And you got to think that was the biggest flaw for Gunther, is not taking Jey Uso more seriously. We're going to hear from Gunther and Jey Uso now. Can you put me on recent subscriber, please? How do I do that? Is that a thing? It should automatically do it. That's in your settings. My recent subscribers list just depends on if you want to be shown on my subscriber list. That all depends on you. It should appear. It didn't give me the notification. Usually it just does it automatically. I have no way of doing it. It just does it if you have it in the settings. It should say, do you want your subscribers to show? Do you want your subscriptions to show on your page? I think that's what it has to do with. When you make your subscriptions public, this is how, I guess this is when I see it. It should be in your settings. In your YouTube settings. Oh, are you talking about the YouTube? Oh, you're talking about on this thing. Oh, you're talking about my stream thing. I thought you were talking about my YouTube thing. Oh, that's for my Twitch stuff. That's all connected to Twitch. Oh. I thought you were talking about my YouTube list of recent subscribers. The thing on my board, that only is connected to Twitch. Unfortunately, for now, it's only connected to Twitch until I unlock subscriptions for and memberships for YouTube. That's cool. I have a WWE title. And Jey Uso, who is fired up and ready to go come Monday Night Raw after Money in the Bank. But Jey Uso can't afford to look too far ahead. He's got to look at what's right in front of him. And what's right in front of him is a big tag team match where he teams up with his friend Cody Rhodes to take on John Cena and Logan Paul first at Money in the Bank. And then does he have less than 24 hours to turn his attention over to Gunther? It's a lot to process in a span of 24 hours. Two big matches. Well, that's what comes with holding that title. That's what comes with being the world champion. You've got a lot on your plate, and Jey is figuring that out. And what do you want to talk about? Season premiere Wednesday featuring special guest Brandy Rhodes. Um, I don't do this often because I don't like to do Mark stuff, but here it is. And Liv Morgan is back. Obviously, Liv Morgan was out for a bit with some filming, and right off the bat, it's going to be Liv Morgan and Kairi Sane. That's coming your way next on Monday Night Raw. And tonight we wrap up a nice 3-night stay here in Tampa, Florida. We had Saturday night's main event. We had WWE Battleground. And tonight we close it out with a special edition of Monday Night Raw. We got Patrick Maroon in the house. Waka Flocka Flame! Diamond certified rapper. And WWE's own ambassador. King's Court debuts July 13th, featuring this man, Titus O'Neil. Meanwhile, back in the ring, it's Kairi Sane and Liv Morgan going head to head. This should be a classic here. Liv Morgan. It's been a bit since we've seen her in the ring. Liv Morgan spent a few weeks in Japan filming a movie, and now she's back, and she's ready to go. It's Liv Morgan and Kairi Sane. And, oh, driving the back of the head of Kairi Sane into the mat. Oh, did you hear the sound of the boot of Liv Morgan? Right into the face of Kairi Sane. Looking to make quick work of Sane in this one-on-one matchup. Kairi Sane asked for this match, and Liv Morgan making it known. Liv Morgan getting in the face of the official, Jessica Carr. And Kairi Sane just hammering away. Oh! Kairi sent up and over to the apron. Liv, former two-time world champion, current tag team champion alongside Raquel Rodriguez. And Kairi saying, you know what, come get some. How wise is it for someone who hasn't been in the ring for at least a few weeks to be this cocky? Ring rust is a real thing. And I know it's only been 3 weeks, but a lot can happen to your body when you don't get inside the ring for three weeks. Having been somebody who has taken the opportunity to spend months training in a wrestling ring to get the feel of what it's like, and then the ring rust, and then after not training for some time, it's real. She was looking for a sunset flip bomb to the floor, and it took a minute, but it worked out after a second. Kairi Sane couldn't hold on forever. And this one-on-one matchup between Liv Morgan and Kairi Sane continues. It's Liv Morgan and Kairi Sane one-on-one. Liv Morgan's first match back. Of course, Liv was in Japan for a few weeks filming a movie. And now she is back. And she's ready to go on her first night back. She gets in the ring with one of the best in the ring. And Kairi Sane, who launches herself into a spear, taking out one half of the women's tag team champions. As Liv goes down, this is a big opportunity for Kairi to capitalize on. And Raquel trying to get behind Liv, trying to play cheerleader. That could be all Liv needs, but right now it's Kairi on the offense. And Liv not playing much defense right now. Liv able to counter, but Kairi blocks. Look at that. From Kairi, unique offense there from Kairi Sane. And now Kairi, who's taking control of this match. Kairi going at it. Boom! And a sliding forearm nails Liv Morgan in the corner. Meanwhile, Kairi heading up to the top. This is where she feels at home. Boom! And a forearm off the top. And down goes Liv. Will it be enough for the win? And Liv kicks at it too. Kairi Sane came down hard off the top, nailing Liv Morgan with that forearm, but it just wasn't quite enough to keep down Morgan. Liv went for an enziguri, but that step up enziguri, nobody home on that one. Kairi Sane gonna go a little bit deep on this lock. Oh no, that could force a submission, right? And Liv, who pulled Kairi's hair. Great strategy from Liv. Liv otherwise was in deep trouble. The way she was bent back, that lower back can take a severe amount of damage. And stomping Kairi into the mat. Meanwhile, Liv Morgan heads up, middle turnbuckle. And a code breaker stacking up Kairi. That's got to be, oh, just barely before the 3. And Liv is absolutely dumbfounded and awestruck at the fact. Distraught, to put it best. And Liv Morgan looking to go oblivion. Nobody home. What a back elbow. Boom, and a sliding forearm. Stack up. And a cover on Morgan, but not quite enough to secure the victory. It would be heartbreak. It would be a heartbreaking loss for Liv Morgan to lose in her return match. And what a grueling matchup it has been between these two. Kairi lifting up. Liv counters, sunset flip. And gets a 2 count. Back elbow gets blocked. And the backstabber this time. Pulling a play out of the playbook of Carlito from the fellow Judgment Day member. Look at this cover combo. A pin. Great counter by Kairi, taking advantage of the opportunity. Kairi calling her shot. Kairi looking to take full advantage of this. An Alabama slam. Didn't quite get all of it, though. There was an extreme amount of force on it, per usual. Look who's here, though. And Roxanne Perez knocks Kairi off the top. And Raquel yelling. She doesn't want the help. Wait. Meanwhile, wait. Look at this. Shoulders are down. And Kyrie gets the win. Look at that from Kyrie Sane, taking advantage of the opportunity. All Roxanne wanted to do was help, and they just couldn't accept it. They didn't want the help. That being Raquel and Liv, and Raquel being frustrated. All that argument on the outside of the floor caused a little bit of distraction in Liv Morgan, which allowed Kyrie Sane to take advantage of the opportunity. Let's get another look at this of Roxanne Perez knocking Kyrie Sane off the top. Then Raquel argues with Roxanne. Liv takes a second to look back and see what they're arguing about. And then Kyrie, that split second allowed Kyrie to stack up Liv Morgan to secure the victory. And not quite the return back from filming a movie that Liv Morgan was looking for. The prodigy, Roxanne Perez, was just looking to do the right thing. But Liv and Raquel didn't see it that way. I'm glad you enjoyed the match, Landon. Thank you for joining me tonight here on Monday Night Raw. I appreciate you hanging out. Thank you for subscribing as well. And Lyra, who cost Becky Lynch an opportunity to be at Money in the Bank. Lyra, Women's Intercontinental Champion. back live in Tampa at the Yuengling Center. Meanwhile, coming your way in June, Fanatics Fest. And you've got Fanatics games, 50 icons and 50 fans, 8 epic games, $2 million in prizes on the line, only at Fanatics Fest. Learn more at fanaticsfest.com. This will feature WWE superstars like Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, somebody who made their Royal Rumble debut. Speed, I Show Speed is going to be in it. Tom Brady's going to be there. Legendary quarterback. Is that Kevin Hart? The GOAT of comedy going to be there, Kevin Hart. You feel bad for Tozawa? That went exactly how I thought it would go. Monday Night Raw presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. We still have so much to come your way here on Monday Night Raw, including an epic main event. But meanwhile, whoa, 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 whoa. My voice can't do it. Whoa. Lyra Valkyria, the Women's Intercontinental Champion. The inaugural Women's Intercontinental Champion. No one has been able to beat her for it yet. Going back to Backlash 2 weeks ago, Lyra, despite her eye being all messed up from Becky, Lyra was still able to pull out the victory. Meanwhile, Becky Lynch, after the match was over, would take her frustrations out on Lyra. But the thing is, everybody gets what they get. Everybody gets what they deserve. And Lyra, last Monday on Raw, costing Becky Lynch the opportunity to qualify for the Women's Money in the Bank. Meanwhile, look who qualified. Perez. Roxanne Perez had qualified. Meanwhile, at Money in the Bank, Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch go at it once again. They're going to collide. Women's Intercontinental Championship taking place in LA. That's Saturday, June 7th at 7 p.m. Eastern. Hmm. And speak of the devil, we're going to hear from the man herself. Becky Lynch, you should have seen her. If you saw her face, she's I don't think she likes what she is hearing. I don't think the man likes what she's heard. She's got a point. She's got a point, Becky. A lot of confidence exploding. This is a career defining moment for Lyra as she looks to put down Becky Lynch once and for all, telling her, I'm the future. Your time's up. Becky wants her hand to be raised by Lyra and be the new women's intercontinental champion. You gotta stop eating her nuggets, bro. That's a cool. That's a meme, bro. Tight spot. That's a fucking mega meme, bro. That's a mega meme. Meanwhile, worlds collide. Getting a little bit of a look at El Hijo del Vikingo there for a second. One of Mexico's hottest stars takes on American Maids, Chad Gable, AAA Mega Championship on the line. El Hijo de Legado del Fantasma. El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr., Psycho Clown, and Pagano. What a six-man. And then coming your way in Los Angeles, California, Cody Rhodes, main event Jey Uso, yeet, take on the 17-time world champion John Cena and the social media megastar, the Maverick Logan Paul. And then what we just saw moments ago, it's going to be all about the Women's Intercontinental Championship as Lyra Valkyria defends against Becky Lynch. And we've got a couple spots left. Women's ladder match coming your way. We've got Julia, Roxanne Perez, Alexa Bliss, and Mommy Rhea Bloody Ripley. Who would have thought all these years later it would be filled with stars from NXT? Meanwhile, on the men's side of things, you've got the megastar LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and the most recent addition as of earlier tonight, picking up the victory, Penta. And now it's main event time. That's what Carlito said. Del Vikingos, miss you too, tight spot. It's good to see you as always. I've seen some of Vikingos matches. Seth Rollins, a man who already knows what it's like to win the Money in the Bank and cash it in a big way. And now Rollins, in order to do it again, he's got to get through Sami Zayn and Finn Balor to qualify. That match is coming up next. Money in the Bank, brought to you by Cash App, an app that I'm actually banned on and cannot use, but you should use it. Cash App becomes your new best friend for all your financial needs. Meanwhile, Finn Balor looking to find his way back to the top. A man who has tried for years to get back to the top of the mountain. He had it in his hand for about 24 hours. But that whole time, that whole 24 hours knowing that it was all going to end. It's all thanks to Seth Rollins. There's so much history between Balor and Rollins. And then you throw Sami Zayn into the mix, and there's history between Rollins and Sami Zayn. You've got Balor and Sami Zayn. These three guys at different points were in NXT, but in NXT at its peak. It's a long story. It's a long story, Landon. It's I got hacked. To give you an idea, as I got my account got hacked. Coming your way, Fanatics Fest, New York City, June 20th through the 22nd, Javits Center. Catch WWE Superstars and Legends live. Tickets available now at fanaticsfest.com. Get tickets now while they are still available to meet some of your favorite WWE superstars and legends. Sami Zayn, if he can qualify, it'll be his fourth Money in the Bank ladder match in his career. The ever-growing field of this Money in the Bank ladder match. And here we go. What a triple threat match we have for you. So much history between these three men. Oh, meanwhile, Sami sent Rollins to the outside of the ring. Balor now going after Sami Zayn. Balor, Zayn, and Rollins all making their way from NXT before they could find their place here on the main roster. All former NXT champions. Rollins actually the inaugural NXT champion. Meanwhile, Zayn and Rollins continuing their problems that have been brewing and hit a high point at this past Saturday's NBC Times WWE's special of Saturday night's main event, when it was Sami Zayn and CM Punk taking on Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker. And well, we all saw how that went with the brand new addition of Big Bronson Reed to this new dangerous and maniacal alliance. Rollins now back in the equation with a clothesline to take out Sami Zayn. We can never forget what transpired at SummerSlam 2016. It was Seth Rollins and Finn Balor. It was for the Universal Championship to crown the inaugural Universal Champion. Finn Balor would win on that very night. But a buckle bomb to the barricade would dislocate the shoulder of Balor and ultimately force Balor to relinquish the title the very next night. And since then, Balor has had a hard time reclaiming his spot to the top. And he'd love to do it here tonight. Meanwhile, look at this. Inverted DDT to Rollins. And a DDT to Sami Zayn. Balor going to go for the cover on Rollins. Rollins kicks out at 2. Now going to turn his attention to Zayn. And at this time, it's Zayn who kicks out. Balor, who's taken the lead of this match. It's our main event here on Monday Night Raw. You see the Money in the Bank briefcases hanging high above. That's what it's all about. It's all about qualifying for the Money in the Bank ladder match that already includes the megastar LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Penta. It takes place on June 7th in Los Angeles. Meanwhile, Sami Zayn with a suplex to Finn Balor. The underdog from the underground, Sami Zayn, is a man you should never count out. And it's Sami Zayn going after Rollins now in the corner. Paul Heyman not too pleased by what he's seeing. Sami Zayn just pummeling away on Rollins in the corner. It was Paul Heyman who picked the ankle of Sami Zayn that led to CM Punk and Sami Zayn losing to Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker at Saturday night's main event. Sami Zayn had something calculated coming up. Rollins and Balor kicked back to the floor. Springboard, moonsault. Look at that by Zayn. Sami Zayn looking to qualify for the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Can he do it? It would be number 5 if he can. Sami Zayn, the only one in this triple threat match who has never been a world champion. Sami Zayn, former tag team champion. A man who's main evented a WrestleMania. A man who's been a multi-time Intercontinental champion. Meanwhile, Rollins with a Falcon Arrow out of nowhere. And Sami Zayn makes sure that he keeps himself alive in a big time matchup like this. Does not want to suffer another loss to Seth Rollins and this new dangerous alliance. Rollins believing himself to be the future of this industry, and that was what led to this new faction that Rollins was saying, to the most extreme sense of it, saying that I need to do this. I had to beat Roman Reigns and CM Punk because the future relies on it. You know, the future depends on it. And Rollins, being a revolutionary, being an architect, a man among many things who has done some incredible things throughout his career. And with it being Money in the Bank season and this being about qualifying for Money in the Bank, Rollins is the only one in this match that knows what it's like to win it. Not only has he won the Money in the Bank ladder match before, but also has one of the greatest cash-ins, if not the greatest cash-ins. Meanwhile, Sami Zayn with a sunset flip powerbomb to Rollins. But it's Finn Balor who saves the day. Finn Balor making sure this match stays alive. Meanwhile, as I was mentioning about Rollins having one of the greatest cash-ins in Money in the Bank history, of Money in the Bank cash-in history, Rollins cashing in on the main event, WrestleMania 31, when it was Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Rollins walked out with the title. Rollins looking for a pedigree on Balor. Bam! What a discus forearm to Sami Zayn. And now looking to connect on Zayn. Meanwhile, sling blade by Balor to Rollins. And a shotgun drop kick takes out Zayn. And Sami is in deep trouble. Balor has Zayn right where he wants him. Could it be Balor's time to shine as he heads up high? But it's Zayn who makes his way back up to his feet. Zayn realizing he was in potential deep trouble. And Zayn now gonna go after Balor. Looking for a superplex. And a superplex by Zayn. And a frog splash by Rollins. Everybody has been laid out. One of these three men is going to take the chance to capitalize, to head to Money in the Bank. Welcome back. It is our main event. Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be Rollins? Is it gonna be Zayn? Or will it be Balor? These three men, before commercial break, all three men were laid out, but now Rollins finds himself in control, stomping away on Zayn in the corner. Rollins, the first one back up to his feet. And Rollins perhaps trying to work with Finn temporarily to take out Sami Zayn out of the equation so that it becomes a one-on-one match. You never know what Rollins is planning. And honestly, I would never trust a single thing that comes out of Rollins' mouth. You see it time and time again. Just when you think you can trust Seth Rollins, he proves to everyone exactly why you shouldn't. And Sami Zayn showing the courage, showing the willpower. And Zayn leaps up. But gets caught right into a petted. Nope. Rollins gets sent to the outside onto the floor. Zayn has Balor right where he was looking for that exploder, but Balor turned it around into a cover and a 2 count. Breaking free. Finn ducks under and an elbow. And Rollins forces the break on that pin to keep this match alive. And with triple threat rules, no disqualification, no count out. First man to gain pinfall or submission inside the ring will get the victory and will join LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Penta on June 7th in LA in the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. But these three are obviously going to put each other through hell before they get there. Rollins was looking for another pedigree attempt. Balor rolling through. Rollins again. This time the pedigree connects and Balor goes down to put Balor away. Zayn. Crucifix pin. Oh, but Rollins kicks out. And now it's Rollins looking for a pedigree on Zayn, and it connects. Seth for the win. Both legs hooked for maximum force. And not quite where Rollins wanted it to be. Got Paul Heyman stressing on the watching by the apron. Paul Heyman's expression says it all. Deeply stressed watching this match. Thought Rollins almost lost it. He thought Rollins had it. There are so many twists and turns going on. That's what it's all about. It's all about the opportunity to control the fate of either champion that you choose to cash in on. Rollins looking to put an end with a curb stomp to put Sami Zayn away. Sami Zayn gets out of harm's way. But Zayn, blue thunder bomb attempt, but nobody home. Rollins able to counter. This time the blue thunder bomb to advance the Money in the Bank, but Rollins stays alive. And the WWE Universe thought that was all over. The Tampa crowd thought it was going to be done for. But Rollins fights. Rollins able to wiggle free. Rollins is in utter shock, realizing that could have been it right then and there. Sami Zayn, a man who keeps fighting, and that's what he's going to have to do if he's going to pull this victory out. Sami Zayn looking up to remind himself what this is all about, what he's fighting for. You know, when your body experiences pain, exhaustion, this deep into a matchup like this, that is so hard-hitting with three of the biggest stars in WWE today, you have to remember what you're fighting for, whom you are fighting for, what is the end goal. And that's what it's all about. It's all about the Money in the Bank. It's all about the chance to become world champion, to be at the top of the mountain again, to live out the dream. That's what you want. And that's what you have to remind yourself when you're dealing with that pain, when you're dealing with the exhaustion this deep into the match. Zayn catches Rollins. Exploder suplex. Is it Sami Zayn's moment? Is this the opportunity Sami Zayn has been looking for? Haluva kick coming up, but a sling blade by Balor. Anything can happen in triple threat rolls. Shotgun drop kick to Sami Zayn into Rollins. And Sami, he's in the drop zone because Balor comes in hot. Coup de grace, nobody home. Stomp to Balor. Haluva kick to Rollins. That's got to do it. Oh, come on. And Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed. And they just saved Seth Rollins. This match should be over. But it's Jay. Jay going after Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker. The world champion coming to the aid of his friend. Super kick to Reed and Breaker. And a shot to Rollins. And a massive spear by Breaker, nearly breaking Zayn in half. And, oh, come on. Here comes Dirty Dom. And trying to send the chair to Balor by Dom, but instead of stomp on the chair, sends Seth freaking Rollins right to LA. Seth Rollins has officially qualified for the 2025 Men's Money in the Bank. Rollins has completed part 1 of his mission as he looks to dominate, as he looks to control the men's division, because once that Money in the Bank is in his hands, he has control. They said he wasn't here. He wasn't supposed to be here. Breaker and Bronson Reed going up the entranceway along with Paul Heyman to go find Punk. But uh-oh. And Punk's behind. GTS. Go to sleep. And Punk gets out the way before an attack by Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker could happen. CM Punk getting a little bit of revenge for what happened this past Saturday at Saturday Night's Main Event. Meanwhile, Seth Rollins qualifies for Money in the Bank. That takes place 1 week from Saturday. And from Tampa, from WWE, good night, everybody. All right, guys. What an episode of Monday Night Raw. Just getting this video labeled so that I know what it is. All right. All right, let's catch up real quick. What should the Usos have the theme back done with that day? Making a pillow fort for this match. What time is it for you? For me, it's now it's 10:30. What an awesome match. Thank you guys for joining me tonight. Thank you guys for hanging out with me as always. Tight Spot, You Are Real, won the OG over on the Twitch side of things. We had Landon hanging out with me the whole time. We had James stopping by. Who else we have pull through? We had Preppy Girl come in for a little bit to hang out. 9:26. Yeah, it's 9:27 here now. Or 10:27 rather. With that being said, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. Follow me on all my socials. I post YouTube commentary videos every single day. I'm getting closer to 500 daily videos. It's getting there. And I have, now that I just liked vid, appreciate you liking this tonight's stream. I've got all kinds of content for you guys to check out. I got YouTube shorts. I've got TikToks. I've got Instagram reels. I've got YouTube videos. There's all kinds of content to enjoy over on YouTube, on Twitch, on Instagram, on TikTok. I'm sure I'm missing some. But my biggest thing is if there's no stream, if there's no new clip going out, you can rely on there being a YouTube video coming your way. Some of them, sometimes if you're not here live, some of them go up the next day. Sometimes I'd like to do that just in case. It does give me a little bit of a breather because it's not easy to record every day. Especially when I am at such high energy all the time. But yeah, there's all kinds of content to enjoy. 465 videos daily, total of 466 commentary videos. From my first video of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 39 to my most recent being from this past Saturday, from Saturday Night's Main Event, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul for the world title. All kinds of content in there. You've got some TNA. You've got some actually not boxing yet. You've got some MMA there. Anyways, thank you guys all for all the love and support. Thank you for the new subscriptions. Thank you, Landon. Thank you, James. Thank you, Preppy Girl. Thank you, Tight Spot. Thank you all, everybody, for all the love and support. And I will see you all in the next one.